If you take the wrong turn, pull up on the wrong gravel road, find yourself staring down a double-barreled shotgun. Not too sure about this. What do we got going on here?
So uno problema, I don't have the correct adapter. I didn't know that these were 30 amp. Plugs are incompatible. It's just charging too slow. It's like 1.2 kilowatts. I'm currently in Irish Creek, Virginia. I don't think the name of the town is Irish Creek, but the name of the road is Irish Creek Road. I'm about to start an 80-mile route through the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's supposed to be all gravel roads. I recently added some Dunlop K180 tires to the S2 Del Mar. These are more aggressive tires than the stock ones. A little bit better bite off-road and hopefully a little bit better grip in muddy conditions, because the stock DT1s on the Del Mar, they don't do very well in wet conditions. On the road they're fine, but off-road, if it gets wet, it gets a little squirmy. I'm also testing out two Legend Mototech cases or side bags, soft bags, and then I've got the universal top case mount with a 33-liter Jivy case. I want to test out all the gear that I have on here. I want to see what the mileage is going to be like. But anytime you change your tires out, add a bunch of gear, add a bunch of weight, you always want to do a test ride to see how it affects the performance of the bike. That way, when you plan future trips, you know what kind of mileage to plan for, how many stops you need for charging and stuff. Now this route, it's pretty much a series of loops that go through the Blue Ridge Mountain. If we go to the southwest, we've got this loop right here, and then it goes pretty much just follows the ridge line all the way up. And this is 81 miles total. I have one charge planned for today. That's going to be later in the day. It's an RV campground. I've already called them ahead of time to see if I could charge for them. They're going to charge me a day rate, like 17 bucks. Very overpriced for how much electricity I'm going to be getting, but when it's kind of the only source, well, not the only source, but it's the only fast source that's in the area, you got to get what you can. But I'm going to see if I can wiggle that old military discount, see if I can get it reduced a little bit. You know, wife's back at home. We're in between chemo rounds 4 and 5. Her next chemo round is 7 days from the day that I'm recording this. It's always the week before her chemo where the last chemo finally wears off and she feels a little bit okay, or okay enough for me to be able to get out of the house. Because up until now, since she started chemo, I'm pretty much the primary caretaker for her, the kids, the baby, the house, the pets. I'm very grateful for opportunities like today where I just can get out of the house, ride, film, because I love doing both of those things. Today, it's just about me enjoying the ride, obviously testing out the stuff. That's all I want to do today. I just want to enjoy the ride, and obviously you get to come along with me. So, top on the bike, start boogieing. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, I've never done this on the Del Mar before, which is kind of dumb. I've never adjusted preload before. Probably should have. Whenever these bikes come from the factories, they set the suspension for a 180-pound rider. I've adjusted the preload. I haven't messed with compression or rebound or anything like that, but just adjusting preload, obviously, makes the ride so much better. I'm not bottoming out the front forks. The back end's not as squishy as it has been in the past. Page 66 in the user's manual. It's really been a night and day difference, and I'm really excited to see how it's going to perform off-road. That ND filter's toast now. I was riding had my goggles up on top of my helmet, and they just flew off one of the roads, so I'm gonna leave them off for now. GPS, it's too low, and when I wear these goggles, you kind of lose a little bit of your peripheral vision, and so I can't even see the GPS. I have to like crank my head really far down just to look at it, so just gonna leave them off for now. Bike feels so much better off-road, feels better on the road as well, but it feels really good here. It feels very smooth, doesn't feel rough, doesn't feel bumpy. I know it's obvious, but it's amazing how much just adjusting preload will improve the riding experience. That's
what I love about this route is it's got a decent mix of technical mountain twisted roads, and then it's got a mix of long, straight, also technical trails with all these little rocks in the road. They call them baby heads. But the route, it's varied up enough so that the twisty sections, the mountainy sections, don't get too boring. And then the valley sections kind of give you an opportunity to open the throttle up a little bit. It's just a really good balance. I'm really enjoying it. So we're gonna hop on the Blue Ridge Parkway for, I don't know, a few miles maybe. So route's a good mix of gravel and scenic roads for sure. Blue Ridge Parkway is a fantastic road to ride on. Not for very long. It's kind of repetitive the longer you do it, but short bursts, it's really, really nice. Now this should go lower, and we should be riding a valley all the way up, back to the beginning of the loop. So we're at 27.5 miles, 75% battery used, or remaining. So I had to adjust the compression a little bit, because they kept bottoming out the forks. And when it comes to compression and rebound, very, very small changes. Oh, but see, yeah, bottomed out. I am going downhill, so that's not working out in my favor. It might be that I just need to get the forks re-stemmed. Put maybe a little bit more viscous fluid in there. Del Mar is definitely handling this incredibly well. New tires are great. The mud it rained pretty much all week, so the mud's still a little sticky or a little slimy. And on the stock DT1 tires, it definitely wouldn't have. I would have been sliding. Which I guess on a flat tracker, that's probably the purpose, but not when you're so close to the ledge. What do we got going on here? It's like a hiking spot. Oh, I bet you this is where Panther Falls is. A little bit under half a mile. All right, I'm pretty sure I can get the bike down there. No, I'm just joking. Maybe another time. I don't have the time today to do it. All right, so we're at 38.4 miles, 60% battery. I'm gonna try to regen a little bit going down this, try to get some of my, try to get some juice back. I really wish LiveWire would add the widget that shows whether you're consuming energy or regenerating energy like it is in the LiveWire 1. Also show the watt hours per mile, the consumption rates. I know that their target Del Mar buyer, or the person that they were thinking of when they designed it, probably wasn't worried about any of that stuff, but these are invaluable little tools that the bike already is collecting that data, or is already recording that data. Why not just give it to the user? Even if they just put it in the app, I would prefer that. But I really want it on the bike. All right, so my goal is to keep the bike at 60%, but go past 40 miles on the odometer. For such a small battery, if I can get 1% per mile on this route, it's pretty pretty desirable. You can go pretty far in a day. Now the speeds, I'm not going any slower than I would normally. I'm not trying to baby the battery at all. I'm just trying to ride at a pace that I feel safe riding. And it's, as far as range is concerned, it's doing really well. All right, we're at 39.1 miles now. Still at 60% battery. So we're still going downhill. I know it's hard to see it in the camera. It's just a beautiful day riding. The temperatures are just perfect. It's like, oh, let's see what it is. 78 degrees. Sun is shining under canopy. Can't ask for a better day. 40 miles, 60%. And look at that, right at flat ground. I just lost like 15 miles of range. Just dropped all of a sudden. Ooh. Is the trail or is this the sides that are yeah, I'm not too sure about this. You know, there are some people out here that the reason why they're out here is because they don't want to be disturbed. You know, they don't want people to find them. So if you take the wrong turn, pull up on the wrong gravel road, you may find yourself staring down a double-barreled shotgun. I mean, most people are nice and courteous, but you don't want to find that one person that is not nice and courteous. All right, so we've got 16% battery, 14 miles of range. I don't know how far away the RV campground is. I mean, I can see it on the map. It's not too far. It's kind of in that direction. I just got to make it to this main road and then hop over. Campground is this way. Thankfully, all downhill. All right, so the campground is to the right. This is the country store. Grab something to eat first. See, they got all kinds of stuff. This is all for people that are at the RV camp. Obviously, if they need to get like food and stuff, they've got literally everything that you would need here. Cleaning supplies, meals, fishing stuff, camping stuff, wine, liquor, alcohol. Not a bad place.
Very good. Thank you so much for coming up. We appreciate it. I hope you're able to get some good footage.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so since I'm only going to be here for 2 hours, they give me a half rate, so I only got to pay half of what I normally would have paid for, which is awesome. So we'll go plug in, snack up, and just chill out.
So uno problema is I don't have the correct adapter. I didn't know that these were 30 amp RV sites. The 240 volt plug that I have is a 50 amp plug, so the plugs are incompatible. I'm heading back to the country store to see if they have any TT30 adapter. It's just charging too slow. It's like 1.2 kilowatts, and it's almost 4 p.m. I need to be home by 6 p.m. I live like 30 minutes away, 20 minutes away, so I've got to bump up the charging speed. Yeah, and it's slow, so I'm trying to take advantage of those 30 amps just to make it faster.
Yeah, I close in an hour. If you're going to be a little bit later, can you just give it to my campground host? He's the first site in the campground in the bus. He's
Okay.
the one driving the gator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right, thank you. See, the adventure is not the riding. The adventure is the problem solving. It's when you're facing an unexpected situation and you gotta think on your feet. I have a TT30 at home. I just didn't bring it because I didn't think that they use TT30. Well, every campground has TT30s, but they usually also have 1450s. I will forever now leave my TT30 adapter on the bike under the seat. So just talked to the groundskeep, guy in the gator behind me, and he was saying that they have 1450 outlets, which I'm pretty sure I already checked them and did not see any. Because if not, it's going to be a very long day. For whatever reason, whenever I parked the bike, when I showed up here, and this is a voltage sag issue, the bike said it had 12% battery. After I left it plugged in for a while, then it said it had like 6% battery. So I don't know which one it really was. There we go. That's the one I need right there. Charging. Whew. Tripped the breaker at first. Appreciate it. All right, thank you. Even though I didn't get to do everything that I set out to do, the most important things that I did were verified that my suspension was in a better direction, which it is. It still needs some fine tuning. I left at like, I don't know, noon today, so I didn't really have a whole lot of time. I dropped it off at the host. Thank you so much. You too. You know, I got to see some pretty stuff, got to ride some fantastic roads, and can't shake a stick at that. So it's not going to take me too long to get home, but the main point of today's ride was just to recharge me. Just because I've been going so hard and heavy with taking care of my wife, taking care of the baby, taking care of the kids, doing stuff around the house. You know, there's a saying that before you put other people's masks on, oxygen mask, you got to put yours on first. So, you know, if you're taking care of a lot of different things, a lot of different people, you got to make sure to take care of yourself too. But see you guys in the next video.